Hello, today is Monday, April 25th, 2022. It's my payday. So I will get paid today, minimal amount, kind of a minuscule amount of money, but I appreciate my company continues to employ me and gives me remuneration every month. Salaried. I'm a salaried man. It's I have 6 more years to go. But today, or as a part of my daily English reading, I'm gonna read two short articles about tiny houses. Yes, I'm interested in the tiny house project, not just one house, but multiple houses like 10, 30, 50, even 200 tiny houses in a small park area. So you would be like a tiny house hotel, tiny house pension houses, or tiny house village. So let's read two short articles by interesting people. Here's the first one: a silo house. Okay, so here we go. This old silo was transformed into a unique tiny house. If you ever taken a drive in the country, chances are you've seen some grain silos along the way. These large cylinder-shaped structures are placed on farms to hold grains, seeds, and other food products until the farmers sell them. Sometimes the silos are just empty when they are not in use anymore. Then they are usually torn down to be used for scrap metal. That's bad for scrap metal. They are torn down for scrap metal. Just reminding you that I sometimes stop in the middle of the reading and try to repeat the phrases, sentences, so that I could remember them on the spot. Of course, almost all the expressions I know, but I try to ram one more time for future competency level increase to remember them. Torn down to be used for scrap metal. So in the spirit of recycling and reducing waste, people have begun to use these grain silos for another purpose. While the metal could be melted down and used for another purpose, much like shipping containers, it's great to find other ways to use them. The steel used to build these containers is very strong and durable, and it's fairly affordable to purchase a used or even a new grain silo. And it turns out there are plenty of ways to recycle them too. You can use them to make a home or even an office space or maybe a rental unit on your property. And if you live out in the country, the silo will be right at home. Of course, the tiny house designs for silos make them look much cuter and just a plain silo and more like a real home though. It looks nice. We have a crow statue looking out the fence, looking out the balusters rail. This silo house is located in Lake City, Florida, and was created by an equestrian. The home along with the property it sits on is up for sale on tiny house listings for only $200,000 US. Tiny house listings, tiny house listings, tiny house listings, listings, listings. So not only will the buyers get a cute townhouse, but also a ranch, which has everything needed to have a functioning horse ranch. That includes the 7,000 feet of horse fence, 5 horse paddocks, 30 feet of riding rail, all on 25 acres of land. What is paddocks? Paddocks. Paddocks? Paddocks. Sounds like the horse station where the horses are stationed for maintenance or for sleeping, living quarters for humans, equivalent. I don't know. I will look up the word later. But should I go? Okay, I'll show you how to look it up, the word. I'm using the dictionary.com, dict.com. Oops, I'm learning Chinese too, so that's why I have a Chinese keypad. Paddocks. Okay, it's a plural form. Paddock. Enclosure, small field near a stable for pasturing or exercising animals. Enclosed pen for saddling and mounting race horses. Area at a racetrack where race cars receive final repairs before a race. Paddock. Put into pen, enclosure. So it's not a sleeping quarter, but a sleeping quarter plus some ground where horses are just pasteurizing on the ground, or they are just, I don't know, like their shoes are fixed. Paddocks, okay? Enclosure. A paddock is a small enclosure for horses. In the United Kingdom, this term also applies to a field for a general automobile racing competition, particularly Formula One. Okay, so that was an interesting article. Yep, it happens a lot, so I will just go back. Will be the second article. So where were we? That includes the 7,000 feet of horse fence, 5 horse paddocks. Wow, that's large. 30 feet of riding trail, all on 25 acres of land. The cottage is completely custom built, and it was also newly built in 2016. It's all ready to live in and has all of the comforts of a home. The home has two levels, and on the main level is the kitchen and bathroom. That's good design. There's a full kitchen on the main floor, including reclaimed pallet wood cabinetry and 4-inch thick concrete countertops. Okay, cooktops, countertops, cabinetry, countertops, cabinetry, pallet wood. That's interesting. Pallets, they are usually thick. I wonder how they made the pallet cabinetry. There are also wooden and galvanized steel accents, all around, and wood for the ceilings. Yeah, accents. I have a good accents, don't I? There are also wooden and galvanized steel accents all around. So I think accents is like a specialized decoration or replacement where it accentuates the interior decor. I could be wrong. I will look it up, the word, later. The bathroom includes a flushing toilet, not compost toilet, but a flushing toilet. Compost toilet, flushing toilet. A flushing toilet, a shower, and a sink vanity with storage for towels and other items. The tiling in the shower is all river stones or tiling. Sorry, the tiling in the shower is all river stones, which bring an element of nature into the home. The tiling in the shower is all river stones, which bring an element of nature to the house. Which bring the element of nature to the house. Yep, I have a sneezing, running nose, because I think I'm a little bit allergic to pollen or early spring climate or late fall climate where the air is relatively dry. So the tiling in the shower is what? Is all are the river stones which bring the element of nature to the house. Okay, so the bathroom includes a flushing toilet. There's also the wood-burning fireplace on the first floor. I don't think this is townhouse. That hits the entire townhouse as well, which is great. Hits the entire townhouse. Upper level is accessed from the kitchen space by a ladder, and up in the second level is a sofa that works perfectly in the space, and a few chairs with curved shapes that fit perfectly in the space. It creates a nice seating area, perfect for entertaining and relaxing. Then, out of another door up there is the wrap-around deck, where there's so much space to enjoy outside. Wrap around the deck. Wrap around deck. Wrap around deck. Wrap around deck. Yeah. They've added some nice table and chair sets out there. And a BBQ would also be great up there too. There's also a patio area on the main level that would be a great shaped space to enjoy if it was too hot outside, thanks to shading from the deck of porch. Patio is in a small veranda with a shade like an awning up overhead. Patio. Usually patio is the front deck space just in front of the main door. The most challenging thing about the design of these silo homes is figuring out how to make the shape of the home work. We've so used to working with a square and a rectangle shapes in buildings, so building a round house could be a challenge for anyone. But it was definitely accomplished with this tiny silo house. The outside looks okay. Galvanized sheets, it accentuates. See, galvanized sheets are the part of the door, and it holds the door frame firm, but it also accentuates the design, so they are accents. Okay, here we have area rug, stove, countertop, sink, galvanized. door, sink, flushing toilet. That's a flushing toilet, not compost toilet. More about this story can be found at tiny house listings. So let's go back and try to remember what I remembered. Let's test what I have remembered. The tiling in the house is the river stone, and which bring the nature, which bring the element of nature into the home. Accents, paddocks, okay, paddocks, accents. The tiling, ceiling, patio, silos, recycling, torn down for scrap metal, torn down for scrap metal, torn down for scrap metal, torn down for scrap metal. A wrap around deck, a wrap around deck. Okay, so that was an interesting article. It's quite expensive. Ranch, $200,000. I can afford to buy it. But I wonder if I move there, I would be racially harassed or, I don't know, discriminated or disadvantaged, because it looks like a rural area. In rural area, there are many rednecks and they are conservative and they still stick to the old ideas, thinking that I'm invaders. Well, if you Americans come to Korea, live here, we don't have any remorse. Rather, we welcome you. So this is quite an opposite attitude, which is understandable, but unforgivable too. Let's go back to my Facebook. I'll just delete this. Discard. I'll just delete this article because I read it. I'm going to read another article tonight. Thanks for listening.
Hello again. It's close to 12 a.m. in the morning. At night, as a matter of fact, this morning before I went to work, I read one short article, and I promised to read another article, but I forgot, and I'm lying down on my bed. But as I promised, I will finish off this one and merge two videos into one and upload it onto YouTube for my daily English reading. Here's another article about a tiny house. Yes, I am into tiny house project. Here we go. September 10th, 2021, log cabins. So this morning I read the silo tiny house. And this one is A-frame, triangular, look like a triangular. It's A-frame. In Korea, we call it a jjigae. There's a piggyback carrier that look like A shape. This one is called A-frame. It looks like it looks almost same as the alphabet A. 80 square foot A-frame. So that's really small one. Cabin built in just 3 weeks. 3 weeks is too long. It gotta be like a 1 day or 2 day project. It's a fun to see some of the innovative ideas people come up with. We have double with there. It's wrong. Come up with all of the cool tiny houses being created these days. This small house, which was inspired by a prominent tiny house builder, is one of the cutest and most functional structures ever, and is also one of the most economical. I thought emotional. Most economical. Very cheap. Deck Didrikson, a well-known small house builder, devised the initial tiny house design. Devised the initial tiny house design, which Ella and her husband Garrett then erected on their property in Missoula, Montana. Missoula, okay, not Missoula, not Mississippi, but Missoula, Montana. Dick Didrikson, DDD, Dick, built his tiny house for $1,200, but the pair was able to reduce the cost of their project to only $700. They were also to accomplish this. They were able. The letters are too small, just like an ant. They were able to accomplish this by utilizing a variety of reclaimed materials. They already had all of the window frames, nails, plywood, and logs on their property. Plywood. The small house was just another fun project the couple chose to take on to establish a guest cottage on their property. Chose to take on to establish a guest cottage on their property because they already enjoyed undertaking DIY projects. The little house was completed in just 3 weeks, which is rather astounding. They now have a lovely little guest house where they can entertain guests and relatives. Some people even utilize Airbnb to rent out little houses like this. Their house, which is hidden among the trees on their property, is separate from the other structures on the site, including their own home where they reside full-time. The house is situated on a raised wooden patio with enough seating for guests to relax and take in the scenery and absorb the scenery, take in the scenery. There are also hammocks hung from neighboring trees where you may relax and enjoy a nice swing. The wall there rises up and out from the small house, which enhances the space within, is one of the best features of this tiny house design. This wall is also composed entirely of corrugated plastic siding. Making it transparent and allowing light and views to pass through, whether it is closed or open. So we have a raised patio, okay, hidden among the trees. The wall So we have a wall on each side. It is composed entirely of corrugated plastic siding. Interesting. Making it transparent and allowing light and views to pass through. Okay, so that's the plastic siding, corrugated plastic siding is supported by a vertical beam, a vertical column. Okay. Whether it is closed or open. The inside is rather small, but there are two single beds that may be pushed together or left apart to comfortably sleep two people. Although there is no running water or bathroom, there is an outdoor toilet and a solar shower. If guests wish to solar shower, I wonder what a solar shower is. Outdoor toilet and solar shower. Maybe the shower water is boiled, warmed up by solar panels or solar pipes. They will be, if guests wish to prepare their own meals or snacks outside, they will be provided with filtered water as well as some basic plates and silverware. In addition to the opening wall, there is a small window and a door leading outdoors if the wall panel has to remain closed. There's a small window and a door leading outdoors if the wall panel has to remain closed. Yeah, and the fire hazard. This small house design could be the one you use if you've been dreaming of creating a tiny house to use as a guest house on your own property. It's simple to construct and you will appreciate how inexpensive it is, especially if you use recycled materials. To find recycled materials, go to various online buy and sell groups and browse in the renovation part of the classified ads. Classified ads, classified ads, okay? 사랑방 신문, 가로수 벼룩시장, they are all classified ads. Craigslist. You may also make your own post explaining what you are looking for and that you are planning to build a tiny house. You'd be surprised at what individuals are ready to give up. You can find the exact designs that the couple used to create their small guest house on Dick's website, relaxshacks.com, where he also offers plenty of helpful tips on how to build a tiny house from the ground up using recycled materials. He also demonstrates how to build full-time tiny houses and has a YouTube channel with the tours of the homes he has built, as well as information about his tiny house building classes. So we have hammocks hanging from the neighborhood trees. We have window, raised deck, corrugated plastic siding. Corrugated plastic siding that allows light through. Corrugated plastic siding. Wow, we have two beds. Interior looks quite minimalistic. They all look like a repurposed material. In Korea, the summer is sultry, very hot and humid, and a lot of mosquitoes. So we need some kind of screen to ward off mosquitoes. And when you close the corrugated siding, it would be damn hot. So you need an aircon. But I avoid aircon, so that is the problem. Recycled materials as well as what else? Dick, tiny house. Recycled materials, a raised deck. What else? What else? What else I remembered from reading this article? A-frame, hammocks, corrugated plastic siding from the ground up. Looking for silverware, plates and silverware. Open, running water, silverware, running water. Tiny house hidden among the trees on their property, hidden among the trees. Lovely little guest house, A-frame, plywood. I needed a lot of plywood. Thanks for listening. I feel sleepy. So goodbye. 再见。